Yes, welcome to our today's live stream. We are the Odongos. I welcome all of you from wherever it is that you're watching us from. Just let me set up this a bit. Yes, I think that is now much better. So welcome everybody. Welcome again to our live stream of today. Yes, this is the Odongos, a channel that shows we share our family vlogs on homesteading, on cooking, videos on our family faith journey, traveling, and many more. So in today's live stream, I just want to share with you a topic on life after 40, that is the rediscovering purpose, peace, and passion after 40 years. So karibuni sana. Kindly you can comment, just write on the chat section where you're watching us from. This live stream is coming from you live from Nairobi, Kenya. And I pray and hope that you're all doing well. If you're hearing me well, karibuni sana. Yes. Karibu. So I just want to share with you a topic on something that I felt that we rarely talk about it. That is life after 40. So if you are just somewhere around 40 years right now, you've just turned 40, you are approaching 40, this video for you. Kindly, you can take a breather, chill, relax, because I've prepared a wholesome topic that I want us to share and just to talk about. Yes. So yes. Karibuni sana. If you've just joined us, kindly just you can just share on the chat section where you're watching us from. Yes, I'm Ken of the Odongos channel. I'm shooting this live from Nairobi, Kenya. Yes, just comment on the comment section. You can tell us where you are watching us from. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining in. I hope that you're doing so well. And kindly, if you've not subscribed, I wish to invite you to subscribe. We have so many videos that we've done so far. And in today's, I just want to share something that I thought is really important that we rarely talk about. That is life after 40. What happens, and yes, country kid, welcome. Thank you so much for the message. Where are you watching us from? Karibu. Yes, so I want us to talk about life after 40, not as the midlife crisis, but just the midlife awakening. And the 20s and 30s, it was all about grinding, looking for cash, looking for money. And by the time you hit 40, you kind of awaken. You realize that life means more than just 9 to 5, looking for money and grinding. And basically, you start questioning yourself. You start asking yourself some really basic questions. And I just want to share something that happened with me also. Just turned 40, and it has been an amazing journey so far. And it is something that I thought that talking much about it. And I started asking myself a lot of questions like, who am I? And what is my purpose? What really do I really need in this particular world? Yeah. So there's a lot that I wish to talk about, especially just rediscovering ourselves, finding purpose, finding peace, and finding passion after 40, because there's some fatigue just comes in, especially after 40, where you start looking at life in a different way. You start looking at life in a different angle. You start revaluing your friendship, revaluing your career, revaluing the things that you're passionate about. Yes, there's so many things that happen, and I'd say that I know there's a usual common saying that says that life begins at 40, but I'd wish to disagree. I think life does not begin at 40, but there's an awakening that happens at 40. By awakening, I mean the meaning of life changes. You rediscover life you see life in a different angle, and that's something that I wanted to share. So if you are approaching 40, if you are at 40 right now, congratulations for getting this far in this life. And maybe you can tell me in the comment section, like, what are you really looking up to after turning 40? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What do you really look up to? So uh, let's just start here. Like, I'll say, like, in my 20s and in my 30s, it was all about survival. It was all about going to school, going to college, uh, getting that degree, getting that diploma, looking for work, setting up your family, trying to climb up the ladder in your career, trying to get that promotion, trying to get that pay rise, trying to just get your first house, build your house, support your family, and all these things, yeah? So it was all about building, all about hustling, raising kids, yeah, managing bills, making ends meet. And you realize that it was all about a busy life where you're so busy and you forget about the meaning of life. It's all about you try to live without necessarily living. That is, things move very fast because you are too busy trying to grind, too busy trying to make the extra dollar. So, but something sacred happens for me, especially when I turned 40. And I started to crave the meaning of things over just seeking them. Like, if I wanted to do something, I had to ask, I had to question myself, what was it? What is the thing really going to do for me? What am I going to gain? Not just to impress somebody, not just to make others feel good, not like you are doing things just to make other people think like, oh, you've reached this particular level. No, it was just starting to do things for you now. Start to do things that has a meaning for your life. So just realizing that finding peace is much more important than all these things that you are looking for. Peace feels better than even attention. The attention you crave for, the attention you get from your friends, especially when your friends, when like you do things to be able to impress your friends. Like, you buy your first car and then maybe you're competing your friends. You want to have the best car. You want people to acknowledge, people to say that, oh, my so and so is driving one of the best cars in town. So I'd rather, like, right now I feel different. Like, if I'm to buy a car, I'll do it differently from how I did it when I was in my 20s or when I was in my 30s. Not because, like, I can't afford a car, no, but because I find, like, for instance, if I give an example, when I bought my first car, it was all about, first of all, I want to, that satisfaction of, okay, you are now driving. But then after that, the next thing I did was now to show my friends the particular car that I had bought. And you realize that some of your friends, they have even better car than you. And now, especially being like going for road trips, you want a car that can do a little bit of off-road without getting stuck. You want to stand out. You want to be that guy who has the best machine in town. And right now, if I were to go back and do some of these things, I'd look for a car that is reliable, a car that can get me from point A to point B, just a car that can move, car that is comfortable enough, not necessarily the most expensive, the most this and that, yeah? So I try to be more authentic than impressive. That is authentic by being me, being myself, yeah? Than doing things to impress other people. That's what basically I mean. So just stopping to chase more and start searching for enough. I mean, like, when in your 20s and 30s you're busy trying to get more of this, more of that, yeah, instead of looking for things that have meaning in your life, yeah, instead of looking for enough, basically enough. If you look at, let's say you want to buy a car, so instead of having like 4 or 5 cars, once you turn 40, for me, that is for me, I realized that I'd rather have something that I can drive, basically, that can move me, that I can move from, even if I buy one machine, let's say it's the most expensive machine, maybe a Lamborghini Urus there. So I'd rather have a Lamborghini Urus, one of it, that can do all the things that I want to do, other than have several cars that basically are there to impress other people that have made it in life. So that's what I'm trying to talk about. Like when you get to this particular age, life at 40s, then things change. The way you look at things, the way you seek things, yeah, they start to change. And maybe, just maybe, it's just God calling us into a new season. Yeah, think about it. Like, even when you look at the Holy Book, yeah, if for those who are Christians, you realize Moses, he didn't begin his real calling until he was 80. So why was it that he had to wait until 80? Why was he not doing the things that he was doing before he turned 80? Even Abraham, he started walking in faith at the age of 75, yes, and even we see Sarah the same, giving birth at a very old age. But I'm not trying to say that we have to wait until we get to an older age for us to do some of these things. No. What I'm trying to say is that at times, getting to this particular age, once you get to 40, then you start looking at life in a different angle. And maybe through looking at life in a different angle, you are able to reach your full potential. You are able to maybe go back and do the things that you are supposed to do that maybe could have helped you to reach your purpose in life even faster. So if you're in your 40s, all I want to say is that you have not missed any moment. Maybe there's somebody who is watching right now and you feel like, wow, I've turned 40, man, I've not achieved this, I've not achieved that. All I just want to tell you is that, no, my friend, you are on the right time. This is your right time. This is the time that you can change your destiny, you can change your life. So maybe you can also just comment down below in the chats and tell us one dream you still hold close to your heart. What is one dream that you still hold close to your heart? Is it traveling? Yeah. Is it starting a homestead? Is it doing that, accomplishing that bucket list that you had in your 20s or 30s? Maybe there's something that you held back because you are raising a family, because you are starting a family. So there's that dream of yours that you had to hold back for you to be able to give the best to your family. So if it is that thing, maybe that is the thing that now you need to go back and start it again. Yes. And when we talk about reclaiming purpose, yeah, and passion, let's talk about just how you go about rediscovering your purpose. Sometimes, yes, after years of pouring into others, you've spent a lot of time like doing everything for others, doing everything for your family, you know, doing everything for other people, for taking care of your parents who maybe educated you. So at times you end up feeling empty. There's nothing for you. Yes, and once you get to now at 40 is when now maybe you've done enough for your family, you've raised. So maybe you look in the mirror and wonder, what happened? What happened to the person that I used to be? Maybe you're this person who you loved adventures, you loved going out, you loved meeting people, you loved drawing, you loved dancing, you loved doing a lot of these things, yeah? You loved maybe serving people, but you are not able, you held back on those dreams simply because you are trying to raise a family. So those are the things that we are talking about, rediscovering your purpose. What was your purpose? What are the things that you really loved to do? Yes. So, but here is the truth. You are not starting over. That's what I can just tell you, that you are starting wiser. Wiser, what do I mean by starting wiser? Wiser is that at 40 years, you've gone through the highs and you've gone through the lows. Personally, I've gone through both the highs and the lows. I've achieved a lot and I've lost a lot. I've done a lot of mistakes in my life, some that I regret. And I've also learned out of those mistakes. And now moving forward, I'm a little bit wiser compared to when I was in my 20s, when I was in my 30s. So it is something that it's so encouraging to know that when you're discovering yourself after 40, it is not like you're starting afresh, but you're starting wiser, a wiser person who is more than your 20-year-old form. So the truth is that your 40s are the decade of alignment. It is your time now to do the alignment. It is when your gifts, the gifts that God gave you, your experiences that you've garnered all through these 40 years that you've been on this planet, yeah? And that is the point where faith starts to emerge. Yes, when faith starts. So there are three key things that you need to do when you're reclaiming your passion. And one of them I'll say is that there are 3 key things that you need to do just to be able to reclaim your passion. And one of them I'll state is that you need to create space for reflection. By creating, and what do I mean by creating space for reflection? This is where you need to have some time on your own, just to be able to go back and take stock of your entire life. Take stock of where you've been. What did you want to achieve in your life? How have you lived your life? What are the victories you've had? What are the failures you've had? This is the time of reflection where you just step away from all the noise that we have right now. You journal your life. You can journal the mistakes, journal the victories, journal the lessons that you've learned. And it's the time also that you need to pray, and then you need to listen to your inner self. Just listen to your inner self. If you want to rediscover your passion, you want to rediscover your purpose at the age of 40, number one, create space for reflection. Have some time for yourself. Look at yourself, look at your life. What have you done wrong over the past 40 years? What have you done right way? What are the things that you wish you could have not done? What are the lessons that you've learned from the mistakes that you've made in your life? What are the achievements that you've made? Yeah, what are the experiences that you've gone through? What are the gifts that you used to have in your 20s, in your 30s, that you've not even used up to now? What are the things in your bucket list that you created when you're in 20s that you've not yet achieved up to now? So these are some of the things that I mean by saying, when you go back and reflect on yourself, when you create time just to be able to reflect on the person or that you are, it is now a moment where you look at your life, you journal your life, you journal your experiences, you journal your mistakes, and then you can be able to listen to all these things through prayer, and then you can be able to realign your life so that you can be in a position to change your life. Number two, things that you need to do to reclaim your passion is revisit what once lit your soul. There's that thing that lit your soul, used to lit your soul, used to fire you up. That one thing that that you used to think about so much. Yes, maybe it was dancing, maybe it was traveling, it was adventure, it was something that you used to love, just cooking, going out and meeting people. So what did you love doing before life got loud? And what does life getting loud means? Basically, for those, if you are in your 20s, maybe after getting work, then it was all about 9 to 5, chasing the paper, grinding, trying to get some extra dollar, getting some extra money. So you realize that you had no time for yourself, and life became loud because you are into these fake, these competition that we've created as human beings, where it was all about chasing the new iPhone, chasing this and that, trying to impress other people. So you rarely had time to be able to listen to your inner self. And some of these things that used to light your souls somehow took a backstage. You realize that you stopped doing things that you used to do at a particular stage in your life, when maybe in your 20s, maybe 25 years there. So it is time now to be able to just revisit some of these things. Maybe you are a person that used to like maybe drawing. You're a person who used to like maybe growing some animals, raising some animals. You're somebody who used to like to go for hiking and doing some of these things. So it is a way that you can be able to realign your life, realign yourself at the age of 40, and just be able to get that fire to go to be able to live the rest of your life. Because now you've gone through all the mistakes, you've gone through all the challenges, you've gone through all the victories, you've achieved most, and you've lost most, and you've learned a lot. So it is time you revisit what once lit your soul, and just go back and look upon what were some of these things that were making me so happy, some of these things that used to trigger that inner child in me. These are the things that I'm talking about, that when you want to reclaim your passion, number two, you have to revisit what once lit your soul. Number three, just take that small, brave step. What do I mean by taking a small, brave step? Maybe you've already taken a time. Number one, you've reflected upon yourself, you've journaled, you've prayed, and you've listened to your inner soul. And then you've revisited some of the things that used to light up your soul. Yes? Now, you need to take that small, brave step. And I know one of the things that hinders us, especially if you've reached, just turned 40 of coaching or you're past 40, the things that hinders us human beings are somehow the fear of the mistake, because you've learned so much. Now you come to this particular field knowing so much. So you realize that when you look at, especially children are able to learn a new language so fast. Why? Because they don't have that aspect of fear, the fear of now what will people say, like people will laugh at me because I've pronounced this particular word wrongly. So you realize that you take a child, let's say I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. If I was a child and I'm taken to Germany, I'm able to learn German very fast compared to an adult. Why? Because as adult, we have created this sort of a barrier between ourselves and new experiences, where we are always afraid, like, what will people say? How people look at me, So at times we need to let go of that fear, especially as adult, as people who have gone through life and have learned a lot and have had all these great experiences. For instance, like if maybe you wanted to start the adventure, you wanted to travel the world and see the world, you wanted to do that amazing road trip. Yes, you do not have that money, but you have something. You have your, maybe you're able to access a nice car, a nice, let's say if it is old or used or second hand, but you have something that you can start with. You can be able to remodel it, build it a little bit, and then hit the road. Why are we afraid of doing that? Why are we afraid? Because of the experiences that we've gone through. But now it is a time for you to take a leap of faith and just do it. Just go out there and do it. Go out there and do it. Don't wait for a perfect condition. It is a mistake that we do so often. Maybe you're somebody who wants to start a homestead, but you want to start a homestead in a perfect condition where everything is right, everything is okay, But that's not how it works. You need to start from where you are. You need to start with what you have. When you want to realign your life, you want to regain the purpose that you have for your life, you have to take that small, brave step and get the fear out of you. If it is, let's say you want to do some hiking, you've always in your 20s, in your 30s, you are talking about, I want to go and climb, let's say the tallest mountain in our region is Mount Kilimanjaro. So it is time for you to go out there and climb it. Take that brave step. Plan, get out, take maybe some leave from your work. You've been working for how many years? You've worked for almost 20 years or 10 or 15 years of your life. It's time for you to take that leave. Make use of leave time. They're not going to experience life. All they do is work and pay bills. Take that leap of faith, take that leave, go out there and experience the world. Go and hike, go and do some of these things. Yeah, go and create that homestead that you've always wanted to create. Go and see that place that you've always wanted to see. Maybe you've always wanted to do some crazy things, bungee jumping and sort of things. Go out there and do them. Go and do them, man. Don't wait for a perfect condition. Don't wait for things to realign for you. Don't wait for everything to come up together. Like you plan for a trip, but you want to have everything. You want to have everything. Some of the people who have gone out there and have enjoyed, let's say, doing things like traveling, you realize that they did those things even without everything at hand. All they knew was, let's say you want to do a road trip from my country, Kenya, to, let's say, Cape Town, South Africa. All you need, is a passport. You need what? A yellow fever certificate, and just you. Yeah, the cash depends on you. You can travel with $100,000. You can do the same journey with $1,000. It's all in the mind. Yes, we have hostels where you can be able to sleep in the hostels. We have cheap hostels. We have cheap hotels. Not cheap basically, but affordable, at good quality. You just need to do your own research. Get that research done. You don't need, if maybe your dream was to do maybe road trips, yeah, and now you are your dream was to do that road trip, and you are 40 years right now, and you are afraid, how can I do road trip? I'll wish to inform you that you can do a road trip by bus from, let's say, from my country, Kenya. You can go from Kenya, Tanzania, all the way to Cape Town, using coaches. There are good buses out there that you're able to do, and you can go out there and experience the world. So we don't need to wait for a perfect condition to do some of these things. All we need is, We are now 40 years. You are now approaching 40 years. You are past 40 years. It is time to do that thing that you've always wanted to do. It is time that you need to do that thing that used to light up your soul when you are 20s, when you are 30s. Yes, you spent the most part of your life raising a family, chasing the money, chasing the goal, but it is time now to realign yourself, rediscover your purpose, and rediscover that passion that you used to have. So maybe you've always wanted to write. Let's say you wanted to write a book. You've always wanted to write a novel. You've always wanted to do the sort. Go out there and write. Start writing. Start writing that book. Start writing that novel, Yeah. Maybe you wanted to start a farm. It's a farm that is something that you are so passionate about. You wanted to start a farm. It's time you can do it, Go down, start digging. If you have a countryside, maybe in your area you've been living in the city, move out of the city, man. 40 years you've been working in the city. It's time now for you to go and do it, yeah. You don't need to wait for all the things to be able to get right for you to do some of these things. So build something new, maybe something that you wanted. Start with one move. Just one move is enough for you to do all these things. But because purpose is not found in one big revelation, through small and consistent steps and being obedient. Yes. So I'll take this opportunity to thank all of you. First of all, let me welcome those who have been able to join us. We are still continuing. Ferheavia. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up. It's always glad to see you. We have Country Kid 23. Yes, thank you so much for your comment, for checking in on us. Then there's a name I'm not able to pronounce, letter P. Thank you so much. I'll say in Swahili, karibu sana. I'm from Kenya, East Africa. And yes, I am a Christian. I see you're asking, are you a Christian? I'm a Christian, yes. So thank you so much. All those who have just joined us, kindly, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please consider subscribing, support us, help us to get to 1,000 subscribers. Just by hitting the subscribe button, it will help us so much to be able to reach our goal. We'll be so grateful to be able to reach there. In our channel, we do videos on homesteading. We do videos on family life in Africa, in the countryside, in the city, travel videos. Yeah, you can check some of our videos that we've already managed to do. And we always make sure that we upload our videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday. And then on Saturdays at 11 East African time, we have our live stream. And I'm together with my wife and 2 children, though they are not here with me tonight. So I'm the one conducting this live stream. So I'll say in Swahili again. Swahili is one of our national language in Kenya. Karibuni sana, which means welcome, welcome all of you, and it is always nice to see you people. So we were talking about just rediscovering purpose, peace, and passion in our 40s. That is life after 40. Life after 40. So is there, maybe if you're 40 or you've passed 40 or you're just approaching 40, you can just comment in the chat section and also kindly tell us where you're watching us from. It's always nice to hear from you. How is your country? How is where you are? Weather? How is everything? Yes, I hope we're all good. Yes, so we are just talking about rediscovering. Yes, rediscovering our purpose, peace, and also passion. That is life after 40. Yes, and we were talking about reclaiming purpose and passion, and now I'll just go right into to talk about peace. Peace. So everywhere in the news you hear about people talking about peace. Everybody is mentioning peace, especially with all the things that are happening in the world currently. Everybody is talking about peace, but we don't know the meaning of peace. Everybody is talking about peace. Sorry for that. And one of the things I've learned in my 40s is that not everything requires your energy. Not everything. There are things that you need to let go. You don't need to respond to every noise or all the noise that you hear. You don't need to respond to everything. You don't need to fix every problem. That is some of the things that I've discovered after 40, that not everything requires your energy. There are things that you need to let go. There are things that you need to let pass by. There are things that you need to filter and know what to respond and what not to respond to. So, and you just starting to realize that peace is success. Basically, peace is everything. And I think you'll agree with me, like most of us, and by talking about most of us, I mean for those who are approaching or already in their 40s, what you start yearning or craving for is peace. Just the peace of mind, the peace. It basically supersedes everything that we've been doing for the past 40 years. Yeah, let me just say 20 because we were still growing up and we didn't know much. So peace is everything, and you can hear the word peace being thrown everywhere, especially with all that we are going through in the world right now. Everybody is talking about peace. Yes. Because when you have seen all the highs and all the lows, yeah, you start realizing that you're not in control of everything. Yeah. At my age, I came to learn that there are things that are out of my control. And no matter what I do, they'll never change because I'm not the one who is on control of everything. Yes. So once you've been at your age, you realize that there are things that you cannot control. You know, you've gone through all the, you basically cannot control the outcome of certain things. So once you realize that you cannot control the outcome of some of these things, it is easy for you to let go of all, some of these things. And that comes from experience, the experience of living all these 40 years. You've achieved success, you've achieved failure. Realize that if I cannot control it, then I have to let, just give it time, then let whatever outcome of it come out of it. Yes. Willie, Lunch Prophet, we at war. Yes, karibu sana. Thank you so much for joining. And kindly, if you have not subscribed, feel free to subscribe to our channel. Help us be able to get to 1,000 subs. Yes, so I was talking one thing that I've learned at, in my 40s, that peace is everything. And I realized that I'm not alone in all the things. Maybe I go through some pressure. I've learned that maybe I have this particular pressure at work to be able to do something. And I'm given a project to be able to do, and the time limit is there. And maybe I have some factors that I'm not able to control, either weather or the way other human beings respond, because you realize that when you do a contract, especially for a government, you realize there are so many players at hand. And you realize that if you don't know, if you don't have the experience, you get so stressed out because of other people not doing A or B or C or D. But then you realize that all you need to do is just do your part, do the best that you can do for your part, and let the rest to do. But if you didn't have that particular experience, you'll be so stressed and worked out, and you end up having a lot of high blood pressure. You jeopardize your own health because you're so worried of all these things. What for? Because of money, just trying to deliver on time, do all this on time. But once you some of these things I do not necessarily control. I cannot control the weather. I cannot control whether it will rain. Yes, I have this road project that I'm doing. I've done all my part. I've delivered all the materials on site. I've set up all the capital that I need to put at hand. But you realize that the weather comes your timelines. So instead of getting stressed over some of these things, because once you know that for me, I have done my part. I've done everything that is under my scope of work, what I'm supposed to do, I've done. But I cannot control the weather. In the same space, I'm trying to talk also in life. There are things that you realize that you cannot control. And once you acknowledge that these things are beyond my control, then you let them be. and just start acknowledging that there's a higher being than me, and that is God, basically. So God starts teaching you to slow down. Yeah. In my 40s, I learned that God was trying to talk to me, telling me, you need to slow down, you need to rest, and you need to trust. You need to slow down, you need to rest, and then you need to trust. And all these three things are key, especially at your 40s. You need to learn to slow down. If you don't slow down, then down. You need to start resting a lot. If you don't rest, your body will make you to rest, whether you like it or not. And then you need to start trusting a higher being. Maybe you've never been a religious person, but at least I know most of us, we believe in somebody above us. We believe in some supernatural being out there. So that's what I'm talking about. If you've never done that, you realize that at 40s you start believing in somebody out there, which is a higher being than us. Yes. And you stop hustling for worth and start resting in grace. Yes. Basically, I'm not doing things because of my own effort. I'm not doing things because I'm the one who is so lucky. I'm not getting all this money, all this contract because I'm so special. Because if it is all about hard work, we've learned throughout these 40 years that there are people who are working so hard than others. And if hard work was what was success, then definitely there are people who could have been billionaires. And in this example, maybe I'll talk about those people who do construction works, the local skilled people, or the handymen, yeah, the artisans. Those people do some very hard work, but they're the lowest paid particular people on earth. So why is it that you, who is sitting in your office, sitting in your company boardroom, why are you earning more? It is not because you're so clever, not because you're, but it is because of grace. And those are the things that I've learned, that I start knowing that I'm not hustling just for the worth of it, but I'm resting everything in grace, knowing that there's undeserving mercy that I'm getting. There's a reason why I'm succeeding and somebody else is not succeeding, and it is me, So one thing that maybe I'd ask in the maybe you can say in the chat if you are able to, like, what's one thing you've stopped apologizing for after 40? What is that thing that you've said, no, I'll not apologize after 40? Yes. And for me, it is just the feeling of saying no without having any guilt. Whereas before, I would be a yes man, I would be yes to everything, trying to please people, trying to be able to be good to people, I didn't have that courage to tell people no. But right now, I can tell you no without feeling any guilt whatsoever, out of experience. And when I was young, I used to have this particular friend of mine who was way, way older, past his 50s. And I would go to him so stressed up about life or something. And this guy would just look at me and was like so chilled and tell me, no, relax, things will be okay. And I was wondering, why is he telling me things will be okay when he's seeing that I'm in distress? Why is he saying me all these things? It's because of the experience that this particular man has gone through. And he has seen all these things, and he has known that as long as it is not, it is something that you cannot control as a human, then all you need to do is just let it be, and it shall be. Whatever it is that has been planned by God to happen shall happen. Yes. So you can tell me, what is it that you've stopped apologizing for after 40? Yeah. And I also want to mention that peace is something that is so sacred, and basically not everyone is deserves it. I don't know if maybe you get what I mean, because it is sacred in that it is something so special that it needs a lot of humility just to be able to understand it and to be able to gain it. Yes, it is not something that everybody gets. That's why we have some of the richest people, especially in our areas. Let me talk of Africa. That's why I see the problem is. You find these people who are extremely rich. but they don't have peace, So it is something that not everybody. It doesn't mean that when you're past 40s, then you're able to freely gain peace. You have to seek it. You have to look for it. You have to start doing the three things. That is, you have to slow down, you have to rest, and you have to start trusting for you to have that peace. Yes. And lastly, we need to talk about reinventing lifestyle and legacy. Yes. How can you reinvent your lifestyle legacy? By this, I mean that you need to start living more intentional, At this particular age, for me, I'm no longer chasing trends, the latest fashion, the latest this, the latest that. No, I have stopped doing that. Now, what I'm doing is trying to live more intentional. Intentional in terms of how I look, intentional in terms of who I talk to, intentional in terms of my friends, of my religion, intentional in terms of my investments, yeah, intentional in terms of my health also. So you are no longer chasing trends, you are building the truth now. It is time to start building the truth. And maybe for you, it's creating financial freedom. There's somebody out there who wants that financial freedom. Somebody wants to start a family project. Somebody wants to start building maybe a homestead. Somebody wants to start mentoring young people. Yes, there's somebody out there who maybe want to start traveling more. Some of these things are the things that are more about building truth, building truth and not necessarily chasing the trend. So you realize that once you start doing some of these things, you become so unpopular. It is because they are not for everybody. These are things are not for everybody. There are people who still don't understand. And until they get to the particular age and your particular reasoning is when you'll be able to start thinking together. And this is where purpose meets, especially on how you relate to others. Yes. So maybe you can start asking yourself some of these things. What do I want to be realistic? Once you hit 40s, yeah, how many years do you have left? Let's be realistic. Let's say you've hit half of your years, and give or take, maybe you have 40 more years. Out of these 40 more years, how many active years do you have out of the 40? Assuming you have up to 65 active life, yes, that is 25. So basically, out of the 40 remaining, you only have 25 active years. So these are the years you need now to start, yes, thinking of what am I going to leave behind, yes, and by leaving behind, we are not talking about your bank account. We are not talking about the houses. We are not talking about all these things. And correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no obituary that have ever been read out here where in the obituary they talk of this particular individual was having these assets, or this and this and these houses, or this and this amount of money in the account. No. So legacy is all we are talking about. What do you want people to remember you for? And when people remember you, they remember you from what you are able to do and touch their hearts. Yeah, that is what legacy is all about. Because legacy is not what people remember you for. It what continues through them. So if you are still wondering whether it's too late to start something, yes, remember this, that you are not running out of time. You are running into purpose. You are now running into purpose. So maybe you've just hit your 40. The past 40 years, you've not achieved what you wanted to achieve, but now it is a different season. It is a season just to be able now to repurpose your life, rediscover your purpose, rediscover your passion in life, and all these things. So you are not running out of time. No, you are just running into purpose right now. Yes. So I'm also trying to encourage you also. The things that I do is I've tried to be more intentional in how I relate to other people. Like I try now to be more kinder to people, because once you stop chasing the trends, once you stop doing things to impress others, you start doing things for you. And once you start realizing that you've gone through the highs, you've gone through the lows, you've already known what works for you. If it is your dreams, it is your goals, the things that you had in your 20s, you've already known what works. Now, it's not time for you to start doing things like in your 20s. It's time for you to start doing things differently. And that's where now we are talking about like being kinder. You can start being kinder to others. Yes, you can start being slower yes, like that slow in everything that you do, not necessarily like a snail, but just slow down a bit, slow down, being freer, yes, and being more faithful in this season. So I think I've talked about a number of things. I've talked about rediscovering our purpose. I've talked about what else? uh, Peace, yes, and peace here means a lot of things for different people. We've talked about passion also, the passion that we had when we were young, the passion that we have right now, and the things that are important right now, the things that mean a lot to us right now. And for me, it is something that has really touched my life, just knowing that my life is just beginning. Beginning how? I'm beginning now to run into a purpose, trying to create a purpose, trying to be more intentional on how I live, on how I relate with others, on the things that I do, on the things that I aspire to do. Maybe it is that, like for me, I wanted to travel a lot. It is something that I've always looked up to. I've always desired to be able to travel around the world. I've always desired to start a homestead. I've always desired to be able to motivate and inspire people. And that's one of the things that made me to be able to start a YouTube channel. And maybe you are somebody who is now just listening to this particular live stream, and you've always wanted to do maybe YouTube, just to be able to inspire somebody out there. And it doesn't need to be perfect. You just need take your camera, hit record, and there are a lot of things that will discourage you. Maybe you don't get the right views, you don't get the right subscribers, but just do it, because now after 40 you're not doing it to impress any person. You're just doing it to be able to get your purpose, what you really want to achieve. And that is basically why I'm here. That's basically why we started this channel, to be able to do some of these things that we've always dreamt of doing for the past 40 years of our existence. And our channel is all about our family vlogs, with our simple family vlogs. We do share our videos on our family lifestyle here in Kenya, East Africa. We do a lot of simple DIY game and intentional ways of to be able to spend time as a family, because as a man, just going out there chasing and grinding, I never had that time to be with my family. So right now I feel it's time for me to get back to the house, just to be able to help my children to be able to grow knowing their dad, being more intentional about cooking for my family, sharing these amazing simple homemade meals together with my wife and my kids, being able to teach my children the word of God. These are things that especially us men, we don't have time to do. We don't have time to sit with our children. We don't have time to be able to sit with our spouses, because life has been so that pushes us to be able to be out there, to be able to grind, to be able to look for money. So there are things that I do right now, because I feel that I'm trying to rediscover my purpose, to be able to rediscover my peace and my passion. I'm passionate about traveling, passionate about cooking. I'm passionate about the Word of God. I'm passionate about growing my own food, raising my own animals, to be able to teach my children where food comes from, teach my children how we get food, how we transform food from the seeds, to something, a vegetable that you know where it has come from, something that you can eat, that you basically know where it has been grown, and being able to control what you take into your mouth. Because for the past 40 years, I've been out there buying all the things that are out there that are being given to me because of the ability of my pocket to be able to buy or not to buy. But now I'm more intentional about growing my own crops, and as our videos progresses, you'll be able to see some of these videos where we'll be able to start our homestead, to be able to create the homestead to be a perfect homestead in Africa, with a different angle of homesteading in Africa, showcasing a mixture of modern techniques vis-a-vis the traditional ones that we are using here in Africa. So I'm really fired up. I'm really encouraged that I'll be able to share some of these things with you. And if you're a millennial, because I am a millennial, I hope and pray that some of these videos will be able to inspire you, just be able to move, especially if maybe your thing is you want to get out of the city, you're tired of the bills, bills, and you just want to slow down, yeah, perhaps moving back to the countryside can do magic for you. And we hope that when we start our videos to just be able to share some of the content that are coming through, you'll be able to get inspired and we'll be able to move together, learn together, just be able to share how to make our homestead to be better homestead. Not like the way we grew up, our countryside and our village lives were more, they are not that pleasing, they were bad, you know. But things have changed. We have, when we left the village, there were no internet, there were no electricity, you know, there were no mobile phones. The mobile phones were there, yes, but they were for the very rich. But now we have, like I'm doing my live stream from my phone, and all I need is my phone, all I need is my internet, and I'm good to go. So some of these things are the things that we are trying to change the narrative, especially in Africa, on us going back to the land, us going back to dig, us going back to be able to make use of the land, to be able to grow our own crops, to be able to raise our own animals, to be able to raise our children in an environment that is conducive, that you can be able to teach them the word of God, to be able to teach them survival skills, and just to be able to prepare them for the world ahead. So just a mix of the new way of life, new technology, all these new advanced things that we have, together with the traditional ones that we learned from our fathers, our aunties, our uncles, just be able to bring a blend of them and just create something amazing. And that is how, for us, in our channel, in our family, we are planning on rediscovering our purpose, our peace, and passion. So I wish to take this moment just to be able to thank you so much. Maybe if somebody out there has a question for us, our channel is the Odongos. It's a YouTube channel. We showcase our family vlogs on homesteading, on traveling, and just on simple living. So if you've not watched our videos, we have more than 40 videos so far. Our channel is still young and we are growing, and we pray that before the end of this year, we'll be able to hit 1,000 subscribers. So tell us the type of content you'd wish to see from us. We have amazing content that we are doing. I want to thank you. You've not shared where you're watching us from, but I hope all is well. Yes, I hope all is well, and I hope that you're having a great time and amazing time. So I'll leave this moment just for any question. Perhaps if you have any question. If you have any question, kindly, this is the moment that you can ask any question. And please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, yes, kindly feel free to subscribe to our channel. It will be amazing to have you. And you can also tell me where you're watching us from. Have you enjoyed the topic of today? If you have not subscribed, kindly feel free to subscribe. Any question? If you have any question, kindly, the floor is yours. You can subscribe from the description. In the description, we have a link on subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button there. Support us. Well. If we have no question, then I'll take this opportunity to thank all of you who have managed to join our live stream. I know you've taken your time. There's so many content, but you chose to be able to join us in our live stream. I hope you've enjoyed the discussion that we had today. And if you have any question even after this live stream, kindly just go to the comment section and you can share your suggestion, share your comment, and we'll be able to answer it. We usually answer all the comments. We make sure you get back to you. And feel free to even reach our social media platform. We have our Instagram link and also our TikTok link on the description. Yes, so if there's no any other question, then I'll take this opportunity to say thank you so much for coming through for us. It's always good to see you I hope you'll be able to join us again next Saturday for our next live stream. And you can also suggest in the comment any topic that you want us to be able to talk about. Yes, so thank you so much. I'll say in Swahili, asanteni sana, which means thank you so much. Asanteni sana for coming through. Asanteni sana for, yes, joining this live stream. Asante sana for those who've managed to comment. Asante sana for those who managed to subscribe to our channel. I wish to take this opportunity to thank you and say bye-bye for now till next time. Be blessed and have a lovely time.